Hi, ever wonder what is junk journaling? If so, maybe I can help. Junk journaling is a creative hobby that involves using paper and ephemera to create unique and personalized journals. I junk journal because I find it relaxing. I find comfort knowing I'm preserving memories by repurposing discarded items. Let me show you what I mean. I have a couple of journals that I created that I can use as examples. I saved this linen from the thrift store. I call it saving because I'm preserving someone's hard work. I think about the time and the effort that they put into creating this piece, and I'm happy knowing that other people will be able to appreciate it in my journal as well. I love reusing packaging by creating pockets inside of my journal. This is an example. Have to get it to where we can see it a little bit better. I made this pocket from a Southern Biscuit mix bag and just created a pocket. I used my sewing machine and stitched it into the signature. I made this pocket by reusing a Jiffy Pie crust mix box. I sewed this one in as well. I was kind of worried that I would not be able to sew it in. You can also glue, but I was able to actually sew this one in as well. That way it stays on better. It just depends upon your sewing machine. I created these notepads from scrap printer paper that I tea-dyed. I then embellished them with ribbon and different ephemera. This was actually ephemera that I printed out, and I did sew these. You do not have to sew in your junk journal. You can glue. It's totally up to you. That's the great thing about junk journaling, is you can customize it to meet your needs. I like to reuse vintage cookbook pages inside of my junk journal. One way is just simply by adding them into your signature. You really don't have to do anything to those. This one was already aged because it was vintage. I also like to find other creative ways to use them inside of the journal as well. I created this tag. It was just printed. I added lace trim and a vintage recipe from a cookbook as well. That's one of our local cookbooks that's printed yearly in our newspaper. I also reuse the vintage cookbook pages by sewing them and making pockets from them into your signature. I just took a page in half and sewed this to create these pockets. I made sure that I was able to keep the entire recipe on there so you can actually use the recipe later. I added a poem from a vintage cookbook to the inside cover of my mother's journal. I knew she would enjoy that. I also added some measurement pages that are useful in the kitchen as well. I embellished the inside cover of her journal using some of my original artwork just by pens, by adding these pens. This is my original art based on, inspired by Lefton and different vintage ceramics. Everyone is going to have a different style or a different reason why they junk journal. I hope I've inspired you and given you some ideas for you to use in your junk journal. As for me and my junk journal, I call it Collector of Memories, Record of Time, Keeper of Thoughts. In my upcoming videos, I want to show you how to create these pockets using designs. I actually have started creating my own junk journaling kits. This is just a preview of some of the art and designs that will be in some of the kits. But I want to show you how we can use these to make tags like this and embellish them with the different ephemera that we have. So that's super exciting to be able to share that with you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Share with me what inspired you and what tutorials do you want to see. Do you want to know how to make the pockets? Do you want to know how to make the tags? What would you like to see? Thank you so much for watching.